What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Fight Frenzy with Francis. We got a stacked UFC Fight Night lined up for you, headlined by Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira, who's my favorite fighter, versus Mateusz Gamrot. Plus, we have Deiveson Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson, and we have Vicente Luque, who's trying to make his way back to the top, versus Joel Bauman. We're going to break down these top matchups and see who's most likely to walk away with the W. So in the main event, you have Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira versus Gamrot. This is a dream fight for all grappling fans out there. You got the Bronx, former lightweight champ with the most submission wins in UFC history, knowing for pushing the pace, knowing for finishing anyone who gives him an inch. And then across of him, you have Mateusz Gamrot, one of the most relentless grapplers in the division. He's got endless cardio. He also constantly put the pressure, and he also has some beautiful transitions. So he's the kind of fighter who doesn't let you breathe for a second, right? So this fight is an amazing stylistic matchup. Oliveira always welcomes the chaos. Now, you cannot think that Oliveira is just a jiu-jitsu guy. Oliveira has knocked people out with his hands. And for me personally, being a jiu-jitsu guy, I admire and appreciate his stand-up. It's a beautiful display of martial arts. So he's going to dive into the scramble. He's going to attack off his back without any hesitation. Gamrot, on the other hand, will look to control positions and try to smother Charles and grind him down round by round. You know, so the key question here is, can Gamrot survive Oliveira's submission traps long enough to control the fight? Or will Charles pull off another spectacular finish to remind everyone, hey, he's the 155 champ still, right? So either way, you can expect nonstop action. You're going to expect great jiu-jitsu and high-stakes grappling exchanges from start to finish. In my opinion, if Gamrot wants to win this fight, he needs to do exactly what Islam Makhachev did to Oliveira, right? He needs to kind of take that approach. Now, I'm not sure if Gamrot has submission. He has a great submission record on in his fights. Makhachev did, right? So it's a bit different there. But in terms of the wrestling, how to approach the wrestling with Oliveira, I think you need to have some sort of submission angle if you're going to win with Oliveira. Okay, either you need to be better than him on the feet, or if you take it down take the match down, you have to have some sort of submission in your back pocket. And it's hard. It's hard with Charles Oliveira. It's hard to get him with anything out there. So that shows you how great Islam is as well, right? So, but yeah, make sure you tune in for this fight. In the co-main event, we have Deiveson Figueiredo, who's moving up to bantamweight to face Montel Jackson. As this one has fireworks written all over the whole match, right? I like Figueiredo because, like, his style is so beautiful to watch as well. And he's fast. Buddy is fast with his hands. He's fast in combining different things, right? So Deiveson, he's a former Flyweight King, and he's bringing his trademark aggression and knockout power into this new weight class. He's also very explosive and unpredictable. And with Figueiredo, he's always looking to end the fight as soon as possible. But you have Montel Jackson, okay? He's no slouch. And he's a bit taller. He's longer, he's younger. His striking is crisp, and he also has knockout power. So his reach and his patience could be the perfect formula to keep Figueiredo at bay. So this match out is all about timing and precision and who's going to be more disciplined in their attacks and their defenses, because Figueiredo, he's the chaotic forward pressure guy, and, you got to watch out for that. Jackson is calculated in his striking, so he makes his striking count. So if Montel can keep things at range, he could outpoint or even hurt Deiveson. But if Deiveson closes the distance and turn it into a brawl, we might see another explosive finish. Bottom line, this one probably doesn't go the distance. I don't think it's going to go the distance, but that's why you got to tune in, because I could be so wrong. I could be so wrong right now. It's crazy. That's how amazing this sport is. Next up, we've got a sleeper fight that got violence written all over it. We got Vicente, the silent assassin, who's taking on Joel Álvarez. All right, this one is a fascinating one because it's a clash of experience versus momentum. Luque has been one of the most consistent welterweights in the UFC for years. He fought the best of the best. He's durable, he's technical, he's always entertaining, and so we have a good fight on our hands here. On the other hand, we have Joel Álvarez, who's one of the most underrated finisher, coming right out of Spain. He's long, he's creative, he's dangerous everywhere, especially on the ground. So he's been steadily climbing the ranks. I believe he is making his debut at welterweight on this card. So stylistically, this is a sneaky chess match. Luque loves to stand and trade in the pocket. He trusts his chin, his timing, and his ability to hurt people even when you think they're landing. So Álvarez, meanwhile, he fights tall. He uses his reach. He picks his shots from the outside, and if there's a submission opportunity, he goes for it. So if Luque closes the distance, it can make things very ugly. So he tries in those gritty back and forth exchanges where he can kind of like get the chin, right? So, but if Álvarez managed to keep the range, then he can use those outside kicks and jabs to keep Luque guessing as well, right? So, yeah, this is going to be like whoever has the drive and the hunger to kind of get this finish or submission, or to fight smart. I would say Vicente Luque, if I was him, I would just fight smart to get the W, right? So he wants to get back in the rankings over there. So I think he should fight smart, so they don't think that, hey, this is another up and comer guy who's looking to climb over a veteran and make his way to the top. So Vicente can play it smart, snuff this guy's torch, and basically, try to win the match. But we'll see. You have to watch the fight. Now, let's talk about a fight that might fly under the radar, but could easily steal the show. We're talking about Jhonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto in the heavyweight division. This matchup is pure fireworks waiting to happen. Both guys, they're known for their knockout power. And you know how heavyweights do when they step into that octagon. It's like, pow, 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 it's over. So it just takes one clean shot and it changes the whole night. So you have Diniz, who's a powerhouse striker. He's a big athlete, aggressive. He comes from a kickboxing background and brings an explosive style into every exchange, right? He's not the type to sit back and play it safe. He's here to make a statement. His leg kicks, his forward pressure, and also willingness to brawl makes him very dangerous for anyone standing in front of him. On the other hand, you have Mario Pinto, who is more measured, but just as deadly as Diniz. He's very patient. He's the kind of heavyweight who picks his moments and kind of wait for the perfect spot, right? He's trying to calculate his opponent, make sure they're, when they make a mistake, that's when he actually kind of goes for things, right? But once he finds that opening, I think he commits with very bad intention. So Pinto's composure could be his biggest weapon against a high output fighter like Diniz. Stylistically, this is like your classic aggressor versus counter striker matchup, right? So you have Diniz will look to close the distance early, throw big combination, and then test Pinto's chin. And then Pinto will likely try to weather the storm, stay just out of range, and land cleaner and more efficient shots, right? And that could kind of persuade the judges as well. So the wild card here is the cardio and the pace. So if this fight goes past one round, we'll find out who can keep their power, right? So, once people are tired, the output, the measure of how the output comes is less. All right. So in the heavyweight division, there is no room for error. One slip, one mistake, your lights could go out. So I would watch this fight. Don't blink. This could end in the first round. And, this thing is in Brazil. So the fight fans are going to be loud. They're going to be like crazy. Their chants, ooh, va morir, ooh, va morir. So anyways, you need to watch this thing, okay? So make sure you tune into this heavyweight bout, Jhonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto. So there you have it, the top 3 matchups of UFC Fight Night. Oliveira versus Gamrot. This is going down on October 11th, Saturday night in Brazil. All right, Rio de Janeiro. We got elite grapplers, we got knockout artists, and even some of these dark horses ready to steal the spotlight. So tell me what you think. Drop your predictions in the comment. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Fight Frenzy with Francis, okay? I need you to subscribe. Help a brother out here, okay? Hit that button and hear the bell when new videos drop. Until next time, stay sharp, stay humble, and keep fighting.